Good afternoon, all the students. Myself, Dr. K.P. Yadav, head the Department of English, Sri Vishwanath PG College, Kalan, Sultanpur. As you know, your online classes have begun. This is very unfortunate time, but the college has arranged for your class. Today I shall teach BA Part 1. There is literature in BA Part 1. We come on literature. Literature mean writing that valued as art, is called literature. Writing that valued as art is called literature. You read literature, and literature is an art in itself. Someone has said that literature is fine art, and art, no art. Art means expression of ideas, through imagination. Is called art. Literature is art in itself because there is imagination. Become on poetry because you have to read poetry. Poetry is a musical composition of poet. As Wordsworth had defined poetry, that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings and emotion. As Hindi poet Pant has also said, वियोगी होगा पहला कवि आस से उपजा होगा गान, उमड़ कर आँखों से चुपचाप वही होगी कविता अनजान. In this way, poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Matthew Arnold has said, first of all, noted down the definition of Wordsworth. Poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And emotions. William Wordsworth. Next definition, according Matthew Arnold, a great poet, Matthew Arnold, who was not only a poet but also a great critic, he had said about poetry that poetry is the criticism of life. Poetry is the criticism of life. Poetry is related to the life, and poet criticize the life, which is in many ways the exploit, the torturing of practical life. In this way, poet describes it in his poetry. Coleridge has said the best word in the best order is called poetry, and in poetry there is no foundation of grammar. On the other hand, in prose there is the foundation of grammar. Prose is grammatical composition of the writer. On the other hand, poetry has no grammatical foundation. In this way, I have told you about poetry. As you know that it is very important to define about such thing which you have to read. As your first paper is related poetry, that is why it is important to define poetry. On the next chain, in the next series, we come on the topic of your poetry. The first poet of paper first, which belong poetry, in it there is Geoffrey Chaucer. We come on Chaucer. We come on Geoffrey Chaucer. (1340 to 1400). Chaucer is the rising sun of English literature, English poetry. He is pioneer of poetry. He was born in 1340. Chaucer was born in 1340. Before Chaucer, there was only dialect in English literature. Eastern, Western, Southern, Northern, 4 kind of dialect was spoken in England before Chaucer. As Edward Albert has said, Chaucer found a dialect and left it into language. Chaucer found dialect. Dialect mean, dear student, dialect mean local language. Chaucer found dialect and left it into language. Before Chaucer, there was only dialect in England. He converted the dialect into national language, into standard English. So he is called the father of English poetry. Chaucer is called, Geoffrey Chaucer is also called the father of English poetry. In this way, I want to tell you, I would like to tell you about the forefather of English literature, because it is very important for you. There are 4 forms of English literature. 4 forms of English literature. Poetry. Father of English poetry, Geoffrey Chaucer is called. Geoffrey Chaucer is called the father of English literature, English poetry, not literature, sorry. Geoffrey Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. Next form of English literature was developed drama. Christopher Marlowe is called Christopher Marlowe is called the father of English drama. Next form of literature, as you know that first of all poetry developed, after that drama developed. First of all comedy was written. Nicholas Udall first of all wrote comedy in 1550 or 1554. It was published in 1554 and it was written by Nicholas Udall in 1550. His comedy name is Ralph Royster Doyster. First English comedy, Ralph Royster Doyster, RALPH, Ralph Royster Doyster. By Nicholas Udall. Nicholas Udall. First of all comedy was written, after that tragedy was written. The first tragedy of English literature is Garbodak. Its other name is also Ferex and Perex. Ferex and Perex. Or Garbodak. It is also called Garbodak. Written by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. And Thomas Norton. It has 5 acts. First of all 5 act tragedy was written. This is first English tragedy which was written in 5 acts. 3 acts are written by Thomas Sackville and 2 acts are written by Thomas Norton. In this way, this is first English tragedy, Ferex and Perex or Garbodak, which was written by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. It has 5 acts. This is first 5 act play. 3 acts are written, mean collaborator writer. Writers have composed this tragedy. 3 acts are written Thomas Sackville and 2 acts are written by Thomas Norton. In this way, first of all poetry was developed, dear student, and after that second form of literature, drama, was developed. We come on the next form of literature which developed after both of them. Listen carefully. Next form of literature was essay. Essay was developed in Elizabethan period by Francis Bacon. Bacon is called the father of English essay. Francis Bacon is called the father of English essay. Francis Bacon is called the father of English essay. The father of English essay. As Pope has remarked about Bacon, if poet shall ever thee how Bacon signed, if poet shall ever thee How Bacon signed. The wisest, the brightest, the brightest, the meanest of all mankind. Bacon had encyclopedic knowledge. His style is called epigrammatic style. He is famous for his epigrammatic style. Epigrammatic style. Dear student, epigrammatic style means pithy, shortcut, to the point, style of the writer, style of the assist or style of the writer is called epigrammatic style. Epigrammatic style. Brevity is the soul of wit. Shakespeare has written in his play Hamlet through Polonius, brevity is the soul of wit. It is main quality of Bacon. He says something to the point, shortcut in standard style. That is why he is shining at this time. And Pope remarked him. Pope was very real. Pope line is very fit for Bacon. If poets celebrate the how Bacon signed, the wisest, the brightest, the meanest of all mankind. In this way, Bacon's style is epigrammatic style. Bacon is called the father of English essay. He is very remarkable essayist of English literature. Next form of literature, we come on the next form of literature. In this way, I have told you poetry, drama, essay. As I told you, dear student, that there are four forms of literature: prose, poetry, drama, fiction. Fiction, that is novel. Henry Fielding is called the father of English novel. Henry Fielding is called the father of English novel. In this way, I have told you four forms of literature. Father of four forms of literature: prose, poetry, drama, fiction. After this is very important point for you. After this, we come on the next point on your topic, Chaucer. As I was telling you that Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. He found dialect and left it into language. Chaucer found dialect and left it into language. It is real. Any critic has said that Chaucer found brick and left it into marble. Chaucer found brick and left it into marble. This line is very proper line for Chaucer. Next, we come on Chaucer's composition. As I told you that before Chaucer there was only dialect, local language was spoken in England. As you know that first of all Anglo-Saxon ruled over England till 1066. The last English King Harold was the last English king. The Norman came from Germany, from the place Normandy. The name of the place was Normandy. That is why they were known as Norman. And on their name, their established age in the history of English literature named Norman English period. First age is Anglo-Saxon period, after that Norman Saxon period. Norman came in England in 1066. They looked at England. England seemed very attractive to them. They attacked in their group upon King Harold. King Harold was defeated in the battle. After that they settled in the different part of England. Someone settled in the north side, someone in the east side, someone in the west side, and someone in the south side. In this way they settled in the different direction of England. Where they settled, they developed their own kind of language, which was known as Eastern, Western, Southern and Northern dialect. Chaucer knew that public support was very important for developing any language. As you know that London was the hub of country, it was capital of England, where there was spoken East Midland dialect or Eastern dialect. Chaucer converted the East Midland dialect into standard English because it was very easy to understand innumerable people the language of Chaucer. That is why Chaucer adopted the language of East Midland or Eastern side, and after that he changed it into standard English. So he is called the father of English poetry. In this way, Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. Chaucer is the important name for English poetry. Chaucer composed prologue to the Canterbury Tale. Some pieces are in the syllabus of BA Part 1 under the name The Prioress. The Prioress is the major character of the composition prologue to the Canterbury Tales written by Chaucer. It is a narrative epic written by Chaucer, Geoffrey Chaucer. Narrative epic. Prologue to the Canterbury Tale. Prologue to the Canterbury Tale Prologue to the Canterbury Tales is a narrative epic composed by Chaucer. Narrative epic. It is a narrative epic composed by Chaucer. Albert says that had Chaucer not been composed his prologue to the Canterbury Tale in verse, he would have called the father of English novel. As you know that prologue to the Canterbury Tales has been written in narrative epic or in verse. That is why Chaucer is called the father of English poetry, not the father of English novel or fiction. But he gave a new idea how to write the novel. He gave a new idea how to write novel. Some critic has said Chaucer the father or godfather of English novel also.